about to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for.
Assalamu alaikum, sabah al-ward, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. All is good here, alhamdulillah. Okay, so today we are making cheat style piri biryani. It's a very simple and quick dish. It saves all the fuss. For all the biryani makers out there, I know this is not the traditional way of making biryani, but it's a very quick way of making biryani. Okay, so without further ado, I'm about to slice my chicken. I'm going to try and make them around about the same size so that they all cook evenly. The way Moroccans prepare uncooked chicken, so raw chicken, is to wash it first with lemon and salt. There's always been huge debate about whether this procedure is safe, but as always, I'm just going to put this disclaimer out there. You do what you do normally. This is what we do in Moroccan households, and the whole point of these videos is to give you an insight as to what we do. I did consider keeping this clip out, but then that's not what I do. I always wash my chicken, I disinfect and bleach the work area. Okay, let's continue. You just do you, boo. Okay, let's move on. So here I'm preparing some red onion. I have lots of white onion in the freezer prepared, but I've run out of red. So I'm just preparing some here for my meal, and later on you'll see I'm preparing some for the freezer. You can of course dice this yourselves, however I do find it quicker just to use the blender. So here I'm adding 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Make that 2. Oh no, 3. And you want to keep it on moderate heat. Okay, so while that's cooking and wilting down, turning a nice golden colour, we are going to prepare our chicken. So I'm just preparing the chicken and adding the flavours to it. I'm adding here chopped coriander and chopped parsley. I'm also going to add some garlic at this stage within the chicken because I'm going to marinate it. So I want the garlic to infuse in the chicken as well as the rice. I will be adding some garlic to the rice later on in this recipe. Okay, so here for the seasoning. You're probably thinking what a weird mix, but believe me, it does work. So I'm using the Schwartz seasoning. So here I'm using piri seasoning and fajita seasoning. So you need an ample amount depending on the amount of chicken you're using. With these spices, as I'll mention later on, they do include salt, so go easy on adding extra salt. I'm adding a little bit of chopped ginger paste. I will be adding more later into the rice, but I just wanted again to add some into the marinated chicken. So you need ginger and garlic. Normally I would add plain yogurt, natural yogurt, but as I didn't have any, I used a little bit of cream just to bring it all together and to keep it moist. Okay, so you're going to mix this together thoroughly and set it aside so that we can prepare our onion and the base of our rice dish. Okay, set it aside, add cling film and keep it in the fridge. So here I have approximately 1 pint of basmati rice. You can of course use easy cook rice if you prefer, but I tend to use basmati rice. You can of course use brown rice or any other preferred rice. Okay, so you saw me there rinsing the starch out of the rice. You need to do this 3 or 4 times until the water runs clear.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun.
Here I'm adding sliced mixed peppers, frozen. You can use fresh, but I find frozen veg a lot more convenient. Are you finding a pattern here? Quick, convenient, quick, convenient. That's me. So yeah, a handful of sliced peppers. Of course, you can omit these if you do not like peppers. So in case you missed it, in that clip I also added about a quarter teaspoon of salt, some pilau seasoning from Schwartz, half a chicken stock cube, and also I added a little bit more garlic and ginger paste. A little hack here, before I grill my chicken, I use parchment paper or baking paper and press this onto the George Foreman grill. And then I place my chicken on top, and then I seal it as in an envelope style to ensure that none of the juices run onto the George Foreman, thus saving washing up time. Again, quick and easy and efficient. Always looking for those shortcuts. Here I've added chopped spinach, and I'm about to add the rice that I rinsed out. Do not throw away the marinated cream mixture because you'll need this to fill up your jug. I'm using the absorption method to make rice. You can Google that, but it's generally 2 cups of water to 1 cup of basmati rice. So I filled up the jug, I've rinsed out the orange bowl, and I have filled up the jug to 1 pint, here as shown here. And I've added an extra half a cup of water. And I said 2 cups of water, but with basmati, I always add less, especially if it's been soaked. Okay, so we're going to give it a quick mix. And to this, I'm going to add a little bit of tomato puree. And some pilau Schwartz mix. Okay, I do like my Schwartz spices. If you like it hot, slightly spicy, add a little bit of harissa. You can buy this in most supermarkets, or you can make your own if you're in Morocco. And we need to cook this on the lowest setting. So I've got the smallest size hob ring, and I'm using the lowest setting, and I'm going to let this cook gently for about 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, remember to keep it on the lowest setting. If you're using boiling water, I've used cold here, then I would say no more than 30 minutes, but taste it just to make sure. Because I've used cold water, I'm allowing slightly longer to cook. So here, as I said earlier, I'm just preparing some red onions for the freezer. I like to use these in omelettes in the morning, or in salads or sandwiches, or lots of other savoury dishes. If you haven't guessed by now, I'm all about saving time and effort, and of course washing up. Okay, the reason I'm going to use 2 bags is because it does tend to smell very strong of onion in the freezer. So what I actually do is use 2 bags and pop it into a box just to make double sure that no smell can be derived from the bag itself. Okay, make sure you seal it tight. And pop it straight into the freezer. Okay, so I'm about to check my chicken. See how it's doing. Can you see how none of the juices have run onto the George Foreman? You can thank me later. Okay, we're done. I don't want to cook it too much because again it's going to cook within the rice. Chop up your chicken and add it to the rice, adding a knob of butter. So I've fluffed up my rice. I don't want to handle the rice too much, otherwise it's going to become all mushy. As always, wash up, tidy as we go, remember? And voila, here we go. Enjoy. Really nice with a salad. I hope you enjoy it. Happy making.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get